Welcome to Takshashila Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundali activation in 6 months.
13. Instructions for the study of the mind and hearing. The study of the mind of Sravana is 1. Listen to the picture. Shiva taught Shanmukha to be in tune with the sound of the sound. True study, translated, is it the merit of Shanmukha's birth? Listen to the Supreme Being, said that Lord Shiva, the source of good grace, so that Shanmukha could understand the Supreme Essence and its attainment, so that he could be in tune with the sound of the sound. My son, if you have faith in my words, you will become a solid being with a consciousness pervading your nose, face and head. If you want eternal liberation, for its attainment, in addition to the 7 stages mentioned earlier, 3 methods are necessary: hearing, meditation and meditation. By practicing these, day and night, you will obtain the word of permanent liberation, which is the attainment of the soul. By these 3, which are the nature of happiness, you will attain the path of happiness. Even if the knowledge of Brahma, which is the form of enlightenment, is taught to the disciple, his dull intellect does not experience the bliss of Brahman. Therefore, the enlightened one should practice hearing, meditation and meditation under the guidance of a teacher. First, the practice of the qualities, and then 3, hearing is the form of Brahma, mind is Vishnu, the study of becoming Shiva himself is the real self, the glory, strength, fortune's end, the sword is sharpened, green, to strike the world of life, that is, this material wealth is the enemy of desire. This yoga is for the benefit of the world, i.e. to free the world from the sorrows of birth and death and to show Eknath. While the Shrutis were praising it as victory, the sadhana descended into 3 forms. 6. 1. Hearing. Serving the feet of his Guru well, he listened to what the Guru told him. I have witnessed, verified, that I am the consciousness, and I do not hear any other intellect, in his own mind. The pure hearing is to listen with devotion to the Guru, having placed the many wisdoms of the past at the feet of the Guru, saying that the Guru's words are the Shruti, and the Guru's opinion is the essence of all the Nigamagamas. The Guru conveys the supreme meaning spoken by the head of the Vedas and destroys all differences for the duration of hearing. He shows the mind that you are the eternal and infinite good thing. The Guru teaches you that you are the unconditioned Brahman, who is beyond argument, with the help of Shruti and Shadlinga. In this way, constantly respecting and understanding the Guru's words as hearing. Hearing is to hear and understand all these in various ways in the presence of the Guru, day by day, many types of scriptures, Shruti, Smriti, stories from Puranas, evidences, examples, and conclusions in Vedanta. Various types of sadhakas, their moral conduct, yoga, the fruits of Saguna yoga, sound, point of view, the resolution of all those differences, abda, various mantras and tantras, chakras, 6-fold doctrines, 5-fold sheets, and the knowledge of the self, which is unique to all these principles, through various means and techniques, is called hearing. Who is the self? Is it the soul or the Supreme Soul? Hearing from the Guru's face, the soul is the real Supreme Soul, the omnipresent God, is the one who explains and understands himself with mindfulness. By putting the visible body in front of him, he knows that he is not the body. The doctrines stated here are determined by the wise logic that bodily functions are acquired, and the self is not acquired by awareness. To see that the sense aggregate is not the self, the logic is that the one who sees the object as different from the object. By putting the 5 elements in front of him, he knows that these are not the self. The awareness that witnesses the body is the self. Hearing is knowing that the infinite self is business. Business is not the self, virtues and sins are not the self. Names and forms are not the self. Hearing is knowing that these are the eternally shining, great light, the inert word. The self is not itself. The organs like night and day, praise and scolding, ears and nose, the mind that acts by breaking the jaw, as prana dharmas, hunger and thirst, as body dharmas, pain, death, sorrow and delusions that are the objects of the mind, all these are not itself, because they are absorbed by itself as a terrible and inert form. The self is the eternally pure, holy knowledge. The self is the equal and faultless Chandrasekhara Parabrahman, the hearing that understands in this way. 172. Meditation. The hearing of the Guru's words, which is the ink of the truth, is the meditation that daily contemplates that it is the blissful bliss. It is undoubtedly the body witness, the Paravastu, the Sosham. The mind remembers itself as the self, the all-pervading, the great, the ever-existing true thing, through reason and evidence. Sitting in its proper seat, rejecting the smells of the body, focusing on the tip of the nostrils, holding the pulse tightly, and gazing at the radiant radiance of Shiva in its own fiery chakra, the mind remembers itself as the self. They tell a parable for the victory of the mind. A crow was sitting on a ship, and the ship sailed forward and went into the middle of the ocean. The crow jumped up and saw that there was water all around, but not seeing the shore, after losing its way, it sat back on the ship. In the same way, the restless mind, when it flew over things and got tired of wandering, holds the mind, which was absorbed in things, and brings it within itself. While standing still, listen to your mind. Closing your eyes, sweeping, and believing that the auspicious Shiva, who is the light of the moon and the aura, is the mind, remembering that without ceasing with goodwill. Castes are not you. Or, all the castes are you, the unborn is the truth. There are no feelings of shyness, no fear or morality. There is no sin in you. The mind firmly remembers that you are the all-pervading soul. When you meditate on the soul with health, if the intellect becomes confused, without digging into its nest, without shouting, you explain wisdom to it, and, into the void of the mind, in the light of the knowledge of the unconcerned, it is the mind that remembers the Guru's teachings so that the intellect becomes black and stands still. In matters even though there is no pleasure, the senses are constantly flowing towards the things seen and seen, and by the power of the yoga organs of discipline, and restraint, the mind is brought to the presence of the self. If one says, "Remember the self, O mind," the mind will remember things as it pleases, and the mind will act like a fool, not listening to anything that is said. At such times, the practitioner, with the power of detachment, puts a veil on the nose of the mind and keeps it silent. Meditation is the means by which the mind is conquered, so that the mind does not desire the dream of happiness, does not desire the desired thing, does not become attached to anything other than the self, and does not oppose the approach of the self. This is the second of the inner instruments of the yoga of peace, of the self. 273. Nididhyasana. After attaining undoubted knowledge through meditation, like darkness before the sun, the great sins of the past will be destroyed. In order for the experience of the self through the mind to become unwavering, one should meditate within oneself. Just as a firewood burns a forest to ashes in a minute, so the mind, in order to fight strongly with the self, the life force has disappeared and has tied hands with Brahman. This is the Nididhyasana. He plucked the mandaradri and brought it, placed it in the middle of the Sindhu to drink it, the demons, that day to see the nectar. In the same way, by meditating beautifully, the mind meets the soul, and he directly becomes the Supreme Being. Just as sugarcane is put in a pot and sweet juice is produced, the mind, by giving it a stir, meditates that the mind and the soul, awareness, are one, and the Chinmayrasa flows out. Nididhyas is the one who drinks in that Brahmarasa. By putting all the examples in the Yogangas, the leaves and the roots, into his mouth, called Sumana, and chewing them with his teeth, called Dravmati, he gets the rasa of Brahma realization. This is the fruit of Nididhyasana. Examples: 1. If you put gold covered with gold on a piece of paper and burn it, it will become pure gold as before. Similarly, if you burn the evil mind with names and forms in the fire of moderation, and punish it with abstinence and churn it in the soul, it will become a pure mind and soul. 2. If you give a white sheet, ink and a brush to a painter, he will skillfully draw the form of a doll on the sheet. Similarly, a yogi churns the mind in the soul and meditates, and sees the soul's form in the Targeta Mana. 3. If you churn the principles, the knowledge of the truth is born. Having pressed the donkey's appeal, you will be exhausted, satirisi, and churn it in the soul forever. The one who renounces will appear, is this Nididhyasana. 4. When the mirror is not clean, its own body appears as if it were in it. When the soul is resting on the back of the soul, the mother soul does not appear in that pure mind, but only the soul of the world appears. He knows himself to be himself, and that is Nididhyasana. 5. Just as one offers food to the beings who may be there to protect a treasure buried in the earth, when the witness soul enters the body, with a desireless mind, and by sacrificing his many intellects, he obtains the treasure of the soul, nididhyasana is nididhyasana. In this state, when one looks up, the sum of Brahman is seen, there the spray of the radiance of the mind is poured out. Tears of joy flow from the eyes, this is nididhyasana. Then, apart from the soul, one does not see any other life. Brahman is eternally manifest as the truth. Brahman, which is hidden like a slow, liquid substance, is clearly visible to the yogi who is in meditation like the sun. 39. O son, the glory of these three, hearing, mind, and meditation, is infinite. If you believe in it and achieve it now, the nectar of witnessing all samsara will prepare you and you will attain the happiness of liberation from life. If you are self-confident, the unmoving and free will stand by your side. Illustration 1. There was a Brahma. Let us imagine for the sake of illustration that he was once seized by an evil deed. Suddenly he forgot his name and Brahmanhood and started asking the others, who is Brahman? Where is he? His neighbors, who did not know his name and his Brahmanhood, began to call him, this man is crazy. After his madness was cured by the divine, the one who was Brahma became Brahma, as before. In this way, you are Brahma forever. If you forget yourself through ignorance, how can this inert world or the knowledge of the world know that you are Brahma? And how can the world be Brahma without you? Even when you forget yourself, you are Brahma. Is there any other witness to your Brahmanhood than yourself? You yourself have to know yourself. The one who knows himself is Brahma. This indirect knowledge has no other path than itself. There is no standard. 41. Proof. 2. Why do dogs, foxes, and donkeys made of sugar appear as chickens? If a vegetarian boy eats a chicken made of sugar, will he be ostracized as a non-vegetarian? Even though the boy ate chicken, he ate sugar, didn't he? In this way, why does the world appear different from name and form in you, who are the eternally pure Buddha Brahman? You are eternally impermanent, formless. The worldview is only name, you are called pussy, you are only visible, only is reality. The dwelling place of life is in the body, that is, the dwelling place of ordinary beings is in this appearance. What has happened here is the work of mental actions, which act according to their own wishes. In this sensory village, no one is like another. What is unique about this is the presence of the Sadguru. The unseen well-being in the terrible, cramped dwelling place of life is in the presence of the Sadguru. Experience that. If a person is in the shelter of the Guru, the sound of the samsara will be silenced, the cries of his senses and the call of the love of things will end. Everything he hears, sees, smells, everything becomes the form of the Guru, and the village of senses will become happy. The senses, which are only a means for everything to become the Guru's abode, will act as the Guru says, and peace will arise in life. No one will raise a conversation about the weak when they are in the company of the strong. This is the glory of the Guru's grace. 45. Need for a device. Listen, Taralin, because you have forgotten yourself, you had to learn the above-mentioned devices of hearing. If you always remain in your own body, you will have no need of them, you will be in the supreme abode. You have closed your ignorance. Since there was an accusation, you had to say, practice these sadhanas. You will be the Guru for all time. Example, when Sri Ramachandra separated from Sita Devi, he became very worried. His father Narada taught him his original form, saying, you are the supreme Brahman, it is not your duty to suffer the pain of separation from a body. Sri Rama became happy when he heard this, saying, I am the Lord of the world. Similarly, my son, one should know one's true form by listening to the words of the Guru. One should meditate on the words of the Guru that one has heard within oneself. For meditation to be continuous, it is called nididhyasana. I have told you about these means of hearing. By the power of these, you will truly become the Supreme Soul and you will see yourself everywhere. My son, have you listened to the details of the means of hearing? Do the practices I have told you, without forgetting anything. May these become established in you. By my grace, you are free, become a blissful being, become Shiva, said Sambhasiva. These means do not seem beneficial to the wicked, the foolish, the unintelligent, the hypocrites, the evil-minded, the sinful, the corrupt, the boastful, the mischievous, the lowly. Therefore, it is not a saint to tell such unprincipled people, Guha has told you that there is natural happiness, that the sound of the river is a happy means for fearless happiness. May it be auspicious for true happiness. You are the authority for pure happiness. You are the renunciant, the generous, the self-sufficient Lord of happiness. May true, untainted happiness be yours, said Shankara, touching his heart, and telling Guha the form of happiness. As Lord Shiva taught thus, drops of blissful water rolled down from the eyes of Shanmukha. He was overcome by the spirit and the power of external forces diminished. Then he disappeared within himself and with inner focus prayed to the Guru, the one who is the source of joy. 52.